Hey y'all, what's up? It's Strand Leaves and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a fall 2025 updated Hoya collection video. I am doing today's video because I posted a poll on Wednesday and I was like, hey y'all, what y'all trying to see? What's something y'all want to see? And the people voted on the updated Hoya collection video. So I said, you know what, self? Let's record that. Context though, we are racing against time. It is currently 9:12 p.m. on Saturday night, and this video needs to be posted tomorrow. So we're really racing against time right now. But I still thought to myself, I'm gonna make sure I put out the video that the people actually want to see. That said, I want to give a little bit of a disclaimer because I know that I watch a ton of collection videos, but I just want to say that this is going to be more so of like a show and tell. I'm not going to rank my Hoyas like I have done with like my begonias and my philodendron and stuff like that, simply because the volume is so like large that I don't even know, like it could change day to day, day by day, it could probably change. So I just thought to myself, do I want to spend like the few hours thinking through and ranking them, and then like, is that going to be how I feel the day that I record it? Probably not, because honestly, some of the Hoyas there's a lot of Hoyas that I feel like are my favorite Hoya. Every now and then I'll be like, this is my favorite Hoya. And then I'm like, did you just say that about another one? So that said, I'm just gonna show you all of them, no order, just vibes. Show you the plant, talk to you a little bit about the plant's journey and my feelings about the plant, potentially ask for advice. Yeah, because sometimes we need advice, right? And that's really that. So I'm hoping that you all are able to just chill out, you know what I'm saying? Enjoy. This is more than likely going to be very long. It did take me like over an hour to record my first Hoya collection video, and I had like maybe 30 at that time. So now that is doubled, put a prayer out there for your girl, and yeah, get cozy because we're about to look at some Hoyas. All right, I wanted to start off with a bang. Here is my Hoya quinquenervia. I'm trying to remember if this one made it into the, what is that on the back? Yo, now I had a moment of panic. It's just a little edema. I had a little moment of panic. Yeah, okay. But I'm not sure if I have included this in my 30 days of Hoya or not. I think I did, but I can't recall. I might have, I must have, because why would I have not? That said, this plant has grown even more since that 30 days. In fact, this leaf is definitely new and is like, I'm finally getting somewhere with the sun stressing on the Hoya quinquin. I am, sorry, it's shaking. By it's shaking, I mean I'm shaking. I really want this plant to start getting a little bit of sun stress. I do like it without the sun stress, and it does grow very quickly. I will show you, because I'm gonna be a real one. I do have some drying out growth points or whatnot. Now that typically happens for me either when I put them way too close to the grow light, like when it grows and starts touching that, or another time it might happen is if like I move its spot and it's getting a little bit less humidity because it's not as grouped with plants as it used to be. But yeah, this one is a banger. Like, I have zero negative things to say about her. She grows pretty quickly. When I got her, she was a pretty big plant, but a lot of the leaves that are actually like probably, yeah, I'll say about all of these above are definitely all new leaves. And I do have some new ones that have started growing out, like this one here is a newer leaf. I am just so deeply impressed with, I'm just impressed with how this plant just does. Honestly, it's no muss, no fuss. I think it's a very beginner friendly plant. I love her because she puts out decently sized leaves. She could take over a trellis very quickly. She's not asking me for what some of the other Hoyas are asking of me. And mind you, most of my Hoyas, I will say categorically, do not ask for much, but she's really not asking for much. Like, she's not even asking for as much water as the rest of my Hoyas. She's just doing her thing. She is just doing her biggest one yet. And I love to see her. She normally lives right here on my little dresser, and I'm gonna put her right on back, but I just wanted y'all to see Miss Banger. Come on, tell me not. Look at that. Because all the people that like Hoyas be like, you need to cover the trellis, and it's doing that. It's doing that. It just need to put out 2 leaves right here, and that's it. Trellis covered. Boom. It's even got leaves coming up this way. I might even have to extend the trellis. I'm thinking about that actually, whether or not I want it to be higher or if I'll just start like cutting it off. So with extending the trellis, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with that because it obviously is taking it over. I think if I was to extend, I would only extend one time. And that's not even just because like I don't want a massive trellis. I mean, I do not want super high trellises, but only because this one isn't really on like, it's not really on that big of a trellis. Like if I turn it around and you can see it, the trellis itself is not that big. And the plant is a very like, what they say, a vigorous grower. She be doing her thing. So because of that, I'm thinking to myself that I would extend it once with like maybe a trellis of this same height. And then after that, if it just keeps, if it keeps growing too high, I gotta just chop it off. I'm gonna do my best to redirect it around and around the trellis so that it just continuously fills out and looks good. My only issue is that I don't have light coming from the back. So because of that, I don't want it to be like on one of those trellises where, like, you know how they be having the cage trellises? I don't really want it on one of those because of the weight, like the light. Where do I put it to ensure that all sides of the plant are getting light? Somebody explain that to me. How does that work? You know what I'm saying? When you got the little wire cage trellises. But yeah, that's my plan, and with the quinquenervia, and I'll just show her one more time, nice and close up. Like, come on now. Look how she got that veining going. She's cute. She's a cutie patootie. Very, very cute. All right, the next one I have, this one, I do need advice. I need moral support. I need something. I don't know what I need. I need something. So this is my Hoya caudata. Now the plant is definitely growing. No issues in that department. I think my biggest gripe is I don't have it on a setup that I don't have it set up to make it look good. I said that during 30 days of Hoya, and here I am saying it again. But come up and look up on that leaf. Matter of fact, now we got to do the little influencer thing. That's very nice. Okay, wait, not me falling back in love. Ha ha ha. That's very, very nice. So I really love the plant in terms of the splashing, etc. And now that it has like fully hit the what's that called? Sun stressed. It's very much so sun stressed on almost all of the leaves. I could see how people like a sun stressed plant. Let me tell you how come that happened. Bro, this is why I said in that video that you need the light meter. Them fancy lights is nothing to play with. So you really don't need to have the plants like directly underneath the fancy lights. Like a marina light, you probably need them closer. You know what I mean? The marina light, you need them closer, but the fancy lights are very strong because I put the light meter right where the plant is, and then point the light meter in the direction where the light source is coming from, but literally right up on the leaves. And this plant was having access to like 7,500 lux or something. Too much. For context, my philodendron over here on this corner over here are doing fantastically, and they get about 1,500 lux. We almost had an issue on the set because I thought my phone was plugged in. It wasn't, but we fixed it. All that said, so with this plant in particular, it was getting access to a lot of light. So I did actually move it further back from where it was sitting, just in hopes that it would, help it out. But it has put out new growth, Like this is all new growth. Oopsie. I just dropped the leaves like that, but yeah. Oh my God. All of this is new growth. Like every single one of these leaves are all very much so new. Everything on the trellis itself, like up and above, is all new. I think I just need to, I need to put her in a better situation. I'm really not sure what that situation is. And then I don't really know, y'all. I need y'all to tell me, but she is cute because when you look up on this leaf right here, when you get up on this one right here, you understand what I'm talking about. And this is what makes me remember why I wanted a caudata. I love that it's fuzzy. I grew this leaf too, so we really love that. She's nice and big, but I just don't know. I think it's the setup, and I'm procrastinating putting her in a nice setup. My thing is that it's not even bothering me enough for me to want to get rid of the plant. I absolutely don't want to get rid of it, but I do just look and I'm like, this is a mess. I might actually end up having to do like a chores video coming up soon because this is really a mess. This is a mess. Like, look at this. This might as well be a hanging plant. And then over here, It's not fully like molded to the trellis. I don't know what's going, like, what's this little cluster? And like, is this the way? I don't even know which way it faces because we got leaves turned every which way on this plant. So we got leaves. See how I could turn it this way and boom, that's the plant. But then I turn it this way and it's this way. Which way should it face? I don't even know. I don't even know. Somebody help me in the comments, please. But this leaf looks nice too, period. Wait, hold on. Nah, caudata is a nice plant though. Come on now, that's real cute. I ain't gonna get rid of her. I'm not. But I should put her in a situation that allows her to really shine, you know, and show off her strengths. I should. I really should. I must. I will. I'm gonna add that to the list. I'm gonna add that to the list. Okay, now we have one. This one is low-key pitiful. And it's actually embarrassing, but we move. This is my Hoya sigillatis. And the backstory behind this plant is that she fell, right? She used to be on a trellis. She was trying to become somebody, but she fell. So I used to have my dresser a different way. And one day, I don't know what I did. I think I took something out the dresser. And because my house is not, this is so much backstory. The floors ain't fully level, right? So sometimes stuff like comes out, like the drawer comes out a little bit more than I planned for it to come out back when it was in the other place. And because of the force of that, it caused the dresser to rattle. And when it rattled, down came the plant that was potted in dirt. It was in a 3-inch pot. She went down. And I think it was her and the other sigillatis that I used to have. Oh, that's context. Y'all should know. I don't have the round leaf one anymore. She's gone. But yeah, I took a little cutting of her. She was actually small. She was not hanging out of this, I don't believe. Yeah, I don't believe she was hanging out when I initially put her in here. And she has grown. And here's my thing. She wasn't growing well when she was in dirt. So now that she's growing well in the perlite, I'm afraid to take her out. I'm pretty sure that just means she needs to be in a more dense mix that retains more water, but I don't know. Something about it. I'm just a little nervous because I'm nervous I'm gonna take it out and it's gonna go downhill. And I like this plant now. I actually really like it. I do also appreciate that it's been branching out on its own without me having to do anything. So I'm already seeing multiple other areas where like it's growing from and I didn't have to cut it again. So I'm nervous. Somebody tell me not to be nervous. So this is my Hoya arena and I got this plant from Plant Haven, Toronto. So for context, because I'm really bad at growing in moss and keeping things watered in moss, typically I just restart the plants that I get from Plant Haven because they do ship them in moss. And I haven't had good success with transferring their plants from moss into different substrates. I've always ended up having to restart them. So I just assume I'm gonna have to restart it. And I don't have a problem with that because they have the selection of plants that I like for the cost that I like. And yeah, so with that being said, this is the arena, which I think is a cross between, what is arena a cross between? I feel like it's, must be like Meredithii and like Finlaysonii, or I don't know. We're gonna put that up on the screen. That said, this is not the only arena I have. I have this one, and then I have an AH015 arena that I got from Gabriella Plants as well. However, I just wanted to show this plant because, I mean, we don't know how much longer she has. Y'all can see that little mark. I have been trying to root this plant and figure this plant's life out for so long. I have just recently taken it out of the prop bin in one of those videos that you just saw where I cleared my prop bin. It is doing well post, you know, removing it from the bin. So I am seeing root growth and that's very exciting. I have been keeping it a lot more moist. Initially I wasn't, and then there was a much longer vine or stem that was there and she departed. It does look like this leaf still wants to find its way to grow, so I appreciate that. It did have another leaf that it was trying to put out, but that leaf obviously gave up on itself. It gave up on life out here outside of the prop bin. That's not necessarily shocking. I think right now, because I see healthy roots and I feel good because I see healthy roots, This leaf is soft, but I'm sure that as long as it remains green and can photosynthesize, it'll be fine. Also, I do think that it suffered because it was close by that Sansi light. I didn't realize just how bright that light was, because it's not, y'all can't even see the light. The light is over here, you know? Light and illuminate, bro, it's very bright. So, you know, I just moved it back to give it a touch less light as well. And I think I've noticed more root growth and more good vibes since then as well. You know, I said I wasn't going in any particular order, but for now, I'm just picking up the plants from behind me. So this next one is one of my very first Hoya, and this is my Hoya obovata. She is a good look, and she's also sun-stressed again because of the fancy lights. Oh my goodness. So I really am feeling my girl. Like, she is really a good look. She really does something for the people, and she's also got what? What does she have, y'all? Let me show y'all. Look at all these roots busting out the seams though. She has a who? A what? A where? A peduncle. Oh yes. Oh yes. So just as a reminder, if you have not watched my videos before, I started growing Hoya in February of this year. Like in February of this year. It's currently September. So I got this Hoya as one of my first Hoya in February. And when I got it, these vines were not here. So it was just the plant down here, excluding this new offset as offset. I'm in anthurium land. This wasn't there either, that hadn't grown in. So it literally looked like maybe like 2 vines in a pot. Yeah, it literally was like 2 vines in a pot. So I had this paddleboard thing, and then it had like 2 growth points, but the leaves didn't come out on it yet. So there were, I think, 2 leaves that were emerging when I initially got the plant, and then they fell off. So that's these down here. And then after that, I ended up getting these 6 leaves on this plant. And then over here, I've also gotten roughly, yeah, like 5 leaves on this side. And then also some sets. I don't know if I was even showing that properly because I was just looking at the plant, but she's doing so well. I really love her so much. I cannot explain or express to y'all. I feel really great that she has also got a peduncle, because I thought it was going to take a long time. When I first got into Hoya, everybody was kind of like, it's going to take years for you to get a peduncle. So when I was getting plants, I wasn't even getting them. I was never looking at the blooms. I never even considered that. But since owning Hoyas, I think I've gotten 4 of them so far to bloom. And I'm just excited for this one to be the 6th one to potentially bloom. That's so exciting. And she's growing very well for me. I initially thought I was going to put her on a trellis, but I'm not going to hold you. I kind of feel like I'm fine with her being a hanging plant. I'm kind of fine with her being a hanging plant, especially because I actually do like this size leaves. Also, when you keep her a little bit away from the light, she gets this nice dark color. I have since put her into a little bit brighter light, and I feel like that's probably what caused the peduncle. You can tell because the splashing is a little bit purpley now, but she's beautiful. She is beauty, she is grace, she is Miss United States. I love her. It's really the feeling when you realize you've been recording for 27 minutes and you've only shown 5 of them. Like, are we being for real right now? I'm starting to realize that this is gonna take a minute. Okay, so the next one I have is my Hoya australis Lisa. I also unboxed this one on my channel, and she has grown so much. So when I got her, real life, she was literally a short baby. She was not a big girl at all. She was not tall, and she has already like cascaded over this trellis, which is actually so shocking. She's grown so much. She's a fast grower. Because even right now, she's putting out these 2 leaves, and I can already see her getting ready to put out 1, 2, yeah, 2, like another set, and the tendril is still doing its thing. I also have found that this is one of the Hoyas that is much easier for you to train the tendril around without having to, what's the word for it? Clip it. So I haven't. I literally just loosely like guide it around, and it just finds its way. And so long as I keep the tendril itself, which you can see is right here, I just allow it to always be pointing upward. And I found that with this Hoya, it doesn't like dry out the tendril quickly or activate another growth point. And I could be saying that, and I could be wrong, because I actually think over here, that it might be activating. Yeah, so I might have said that prematurely because it looks like it's actually activating a growth point up here. But the leaves are still growing out this other one, and this tendril hasn't died off. So that's cool too. But I like her. She's very easygoing, and very consistent. Like all of her leaves, you know what you're gonna get. Not me seeing a freaking is this a fungus gnat? Y'all, I'm going through it with the fungus gnats right now, and it's really my fault. Because I think the fungus gnat thing kind of did explode a little bit more once I started getting into the anthurium, and I just need to water with mosquito bits, but I keep forgetting. Every time I get to watering, I know that I'm like, oh, should I just push it 30 minutes? And then like, so, but then I'm like, but we got things to do. Water the plants so you can go on with your business. I'm hopefully gonna get on it. It's not as bad also because I did just recently replace my Zevo plugins, like the stickies, and I feel like when you replace them, that initial first week or so, things get very chill. Everything gets very nice. Okay, so this next Hoya, I know I cannot live without her. This is my Hoya pubicalyx splash. So I can't live without this girl. I just cannot. Not me having to cover my face so that she will show you the plant. I love her. I love her so much. And she's such an ease to grow. Like, she's a joy and an ease. She very much so is rewarding. There's never been a time that I pulled this plant out and I don't notice new growth. Also, its newest leaves are getting so long. I didn't know it was gonna get like longer, you know? And it's like growing out multiple growth points again. It's just doing its thing all the time. I literally don't know. I don't know if I could say anything bad about this plant. It's an ease to grow. It can thrive on, oh my God. So I'm dramatic. I thought I saw a mealybug. It was perlite. That said, ease to grow, beautiful gowns. She is also really filling out the trellis on this side. So what I do need to make sure I do is try to figure out how I'm gonna get the vines over here to start putting out other pieces. Because as you can see, it's a lot heavier on this side. And also this new growth point that it put out is going to, I don't know where it's gonna go actually, because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, she's not gonna want to come, or maybe she will. Oh, that looks nice. Okay, we'll figure that out, but she's real cute. She's real cute. I have literally 1, 2, 3, 4, bruh. I have so many, there's just points that are activated that are not vines in the plant already. And I just love it for me. I love it. It's so pretty. I think that the splashing is also very nice. It helps fulfill like that feeling of like, I need a splashy Hoya in my life without me actually having to have the splashy Hoya, because splashy Hoyas cost a lot of monies. But I love her. She is so pretty. I really love her. She's really a good one. And honestly, if you do not have like a pubicalyx splash in your collection, so easy to find. Get you one. I got mine for $8. $8. It was $7.99. Please get you one of these for real. Okay, so I've now been recording for 37 minutes. So if it seems like I start to speed up moving forward, it's because I am speeding up, because I'm realizing I'm taking a little bit longer on each plant. But that said, this next one is actually my Hoya crassipetiolata splash. And I got this in my very first Plant Haven Toronto haul video. Now, hear me out. I literally don't know why this plant took so long to actually do anything for me. In fact, I almost lost it a few times. This plant actually caused me a bit of stress and strife, but that said, the stress and strife is over because this leaf is actually new and we're finally getting another new leaf. It has finally like started to root in here. Its roots are definitely further down the pot versus like coming out to the sides. So if you look at the roots, it's not really doing all that. I pulled it from underneath my grow shelf because I feel like because it was getting a little bit too much light, that might have been what was holding it back. So I pulled it out, and my hope and like the idea in my head is that maybe if I pull it from the amount of light that it was getting, that it will be fine, because obviously it was also like sun stressing, as you can see. So I pulled it back because, you know, sun stress is technically, you know, stress on the plant. So I'm just hoping, I'm just really hoping, I'm sending a little prayer This new leaf coming out is making me feel something because it wasn't coming out before, and it is now. So I have it on my dresser, and I'm just really, really hoping that it just continues to grow, because I've seen so many people's like crassipetiolata splashes and they're doing so great. And my regular crassipetiolata is so easy. So I figured this was gonna be like an easy babe to have, but she has not been. If you do have any advice on like the light conditions, etc., things that you think I might could give it, I do regularly fertilize all of my Hoya, but I don't know, she just hasn't really grown for me much, and now it's finally growing. I also have treated for what they say, flat mites. I did treat it for flat mites, and it didn't start growing after that treatment. It took a minute, you know, so I don't think it was flat mites, because I just regularly will go through and do like a sulfur spray just as a preventative with my Hoyas. Okay, another Hoya on a trellis, because wow, I'm realizing that a lot of the Hoyas that I have on my dresser are like trellised and doing well, and they're also a lot of my first Hoyas. So this is a Hoya pubicalyx crossed with a carnosa, and it's a pubicalyx x carnosa, and it's doing very, very well. She's lighter than the other pubicalyx plant that I have, and if you can tell, her leaves are a little bit shorter, so they kind of are more reminiscent of like a carnosa, and they're both equally as splashy. Like the splash is very consistent, very much so gives splash regularly, which I love. I don't have to be stressed about whether or not it's coming out. It has like stable splash, if you will. I'm saying that, but then turn around and see a leaf with no splash. Okay. The majority of these leaves are splashy. I'm also getting, I just realized another like vine is growing from the bottom that wasn't there before. That's cute. But I love this plant as well for similar reasons as the other one. I think if I had to choose between the pubicalyx crossed with the carnosa or the pubicalyx splash, I would choose the pubicalyx splash, simply because I like the thinness of the leaves, but I can see enough of a difference in these two that I absolutely cannot get rid of it. I absolutely cannot. Don't ask me to. I can't do that. I just really love this plant as well though. And I think that these kinds of Hoyas look really nice on like the circle trellises versus the hoops, simply because it kind of looks like a wreath. It gives like a wreath. Like I could literally hang this up on a door once it fully fills out. Like, can y'all see the vision for when she fully fill out though? Can't y'all see? Oh my God. Okay. Now my lights are actually gonna turn off. Oh, boo this man. Okay, so in like a few minutes, I might be mid-sentence, it's gonna go black, and then I'm gonna turn the lights back on. Don't worry. But that said, she's a banger. She's beauty, she is grace, she is Miss United States. I love to see her. Another big mama that I have is my Hoya australis, just the OG. With this one, I'm coming to y'all in need of help and assistance. I really don't know if it's just that this plant was really old and they sent me a plant that's old, because the new leaves are growing and they're big and they're doing their thing. For example, I think, as I'm saying for example, I'm about to show y'all leaves that I haven't shown y'all before. Okay, so on this vine in particular, all of these leaves from underneath my fingers, so we have 2, 4, 6, and now working on 8 new leaves. Those are all new. So up here, this little cluster is new. Down here, there's like a set of 4 that are new, but a lot of the old leaves are absolutely exiting stage left. And I'm just kind of like, what's up with that? What's up with that? And I've checked, I'm not seeing like any pests, I'm not seeing any webbing. I have also treated it just in case, and I don't know, like a lot of the old leaves are just getting out of here. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, is it just because maybe this plant was old? Because I do know that could happen. Like they sell you a literal old, ooh, okay, we almost lost Frazier just now. She almost went down. I don't know what I'm doing, but I just wanted to make sure it didn't fall. But yeah, with this plant, I'm really not sure. I'm wondering if I just got sold an old one, but it is growing still. I'm getting a ton of new leaves. It's just that the old ones were just like more mysteriously all like yellowing out, not even all at once. It's literally like been one every few weeks or so. And it started like after I started getting excessive new leaves, then the old leaves started going. And I wonder if it's also like, am I overwatering it? I've been kind of thinking about that as well. So yeah, I don't know. Any advice on the green form australis would be nice. I am wondering if I was just being a little too loving, and maybe that was what was going on, because sometimes you overwater it and your plant will have to let go of a few of them leaves to, you know what I'm saying, balance itself out. But for the most part, this plant has been very easy, and I really appreciate how I didn't know that the leaves could get this big. So that has been one thing that's been like really cool for me, is just how big the leaves have gotten. Yeah, I'm finding myself to be having quite a good time with this plant. So yeah, that's really all I have for Miss Australis. So the next plant that I have is my Hoya Geneve. I gotta get her close up in there. Let me get her close. She is so cute. I love this plant so much. This plant has been surprising me. So I didn't know that it was gonna grow as fast as it does. And it has really just been consistently showing out in the growth department. And I really love that. This also, now I'm crying. The part that I literally, I told y'all the lights was gonna go. Let me fix the ambiance. I wasn't joking with y'all about them timers. I really wasn't. But I turned them back on just for the ambiance so I could finish this out, because now it's literally 10 o'clock. I have been recording for like 50 minutes. But that said, this is the Hoya Geneve, like I was saying. I've been really impressed with how much it's growing. The point that I cut to share with Mariah from Leafy Mama is already putting out a new growth. And I love that for me. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Okay. Come on. Focus. So that little red piece you see at the tip is a new growth point that's coming out. All of the leaves on the trellis, they're all mine, all new. And she's also starting to sun stress a bit. Again, it's that freaking Sansi light, bro. She's strong. I like her. She's real strong. I like the Sansi light because you know what? Also, because of how strong it is, you really can like light up a bunch of plants with it. So love that for me. Yeah, I have really not much to say because this plant has been very easy. I do find, actually, not much to say, but here I go. I do find that this plant needs less water than my other Hoyas, and it doesn't take up water quite as like hungrily, thirstily, you know, incredibly as some of my other Hoyas. So I find that this is one that I'm often like, if I watered my Hoyas on Saturday, this one wouldn't need to be watered. And I would have to come back, not even in the middle of the week, but probably in like 2 weeks. She don't take up as much water, and I like that. She could be really good for people that want to go low maintenance, you know what I'm saying? But like a plant on a trellis or a plant like this. And I wonder if you could grow it hanging, probably, but I'm going the trellis route because I find that to be easier. And the plant also seems to like it. As you can see, it's got some more leaves growing on up here. I'm just loving this for me. This is a very easygoing babe, and I 10 out of 10 recommend Miss Geneve. Okay, this next Hoya remains one of my favorite Hoyas. This plant has also been through hell. It also fell with that same sigillatis I was talking about earlier. The plant wasn't growing, and then it grew, and then it fell, and I think it fell twice, actually. Let's start there. It's fallen twice. I've had to figure out the situation with its growth multiple times, and every time it has come back. The fact that it's looking the way that it's looking, like where it's starting to actually cover up the trellis, incredibly impressive. I am really rooting for this plant. I am so proud of it, and I love that it is continuing to grow for you, girl. And she really is just a testament to resiliency, you know, because I don't know. And she was also one of my first Hoyas. And I find myself, like, I've probably said this before, but oftentimes when people will say like a plant is difficult or they struggle with a plant, I find myself like psyching myself out sometimes. And I started to a little bit with this one, but you know what I then did? Said, actually, no, you can grow this plant well. And here I am growing it well. So many new leaves on this plant, bro. So many new leaves. In fact, basically all the leaves you see from up above are new, because I have lost all of the old leaves for the most part, had to restart multiple times. I just love it. I love it. Like, this is a great one. This Hoya, what is this? Hoya latifolia outer variegated. I didn't even say the name of the plant, but she's a banger. Okay, Next up, we have one of my newer additions. This is my Hoya angulata. But I just thought this would look really nice hanging, and that's exactly why I got it, because I thought it would be very cute, especially once it actually starts to, like, when all of these pieces eventually hang and it gets heavy. I can just imagine it looking so cool and like not quirky, but like unique, you know, while hanging, which is why I wanted it. It also apparently is one of those plants that like branches off very easily and readily and on its own, which we really love to see. It has been growing since I got it, and it has been pretty easy for me. I chopped it as well, and it seems to be doing fine. I have not much to say about Miss Angulata other than she's cool, and I can't wait for her to be like one of those like bushy hanging out, you know what I mean? Maybe not bushy, but like just weird. Like I think she's gonna be like cool and weird. The next Hoya I have is my Hoya Coach Hangs. Oh my God, focus baby, focus on me. Let me take this out, because honestly, this probably because this is heavy pot. But yeah, this is my Hoya Coach Hangs Island. There we go. I just want to show y'all what one of them leaves looks like. I want to show y'all the rest of the plant, how she's looking. I want to show you that I got a little peduncle. And finally, since getting the plant, I finally have a new leaf. I think I got this plant in June-ish, but hear me out. I don't even remember. Was it June? I don't think that the reason that this plant wasn't growing has anything to do with like pests, etc. Transparently, I was not understanding the watering with this plant because it's in a mostly cocoa chips. Now my substrate does have cocoa chips, but it's not mostly cocoa chips. And I'm finding that I wasn't sure, like I didn't dig through, and because of what I knew it was potted in, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to take it fully out and like allow it to transfer over. So instead of trying to do that, I literally just, I'm a cute being with you, I treated the plant with a systemic, and then I moved on with my life. Is there a spider living in this plant? This plant might have its own little friendly spider, so I'm gonna put her down. And not spider mites, real spider web. So I'm gonna put her down and let her rock out, because I have been seeing quite the few actual spiders lately, and I'm like, what is it about? What is going on? But anywho, that plant in particular, I think once I realized like, okay, I'm just gonna water it once, because of because it's mostly cocoa chips and cocoa coir. I was saying I'm gonna just water this like every 10-ish days, 10 to 14, because it's not that the substrate, like the thing always feels light, you know what I mean? So I've just kind of been going with vibes and watering it about every 10-ish days. Like, and if I look at it and I pick it up and I feel like it's really dry, if I look at the bottom and it feels dry, then I might give it a little water. But I was kind of struggling with figuring out what is the best method with watering it so as to prevent root rot. Even though I have a lot of the plant that I could use to restart it, I don't want to restart it. I want it to stay looking like that. So anywho, Coach Hang's Island, not much to say, but it is putting out a peduncle and finally a new leaf. Next up, Hoya latifolia sarawak. Hoya sarawak. This is the only leaf that I've ever grown in my house. It seems like it's trying to desperately put out a growth point down below. I don't think it's doing one up here. I can't, you know, to be real with you, I can't even tell. There's so much happening up here. And I will keep it real with you. I have considered chopping this and having 2 sarawaks and just seeing if I like chopping it will induce another growth point, because I don't know what these knobs are going on here. They were like, when I emailed them about it, they were like, oh no, there were hella peduncles on it and they just fell off when we propagated it. I did get this from UPT. I don't really know how true that could be, but listen, that's what I was told. I treated this plant like thoroughly for flat mites, just to ensure that wasn't the vibe. And I am actually still like every other week spraying this plant with sulfur just to be safe. But yeah, I have not gotten any other new growth other than this one, but this leaf was starting to emerge when I first got it. So that kind of makes sense that I got it. Any advice would be nice. I don't want it to be bleached, so I don't want to put it too close to a grow light, but I also want it to grow. So Somebody please tell me, what is your sarawak advice? Is this like a slow grower? I feel like I don't feel like it is. Like I see people with sarawaks that look fantastic. So please give me the advice in the comments. Give me the advice. Tell me something. Okay, the next one I have is my Hoya latifolia snow queen. And look, I love this plant. What can I say? This is the leaf that I've grown, this leaf and this leaf in my care. Now, this is literally my favorite Hoya leaf at this current juncture. Like of all of my very large Hoyas, this is my favorite latifolia leaf. I love it. I love it so bad. I actually recently chopped this plant to give a cutting away, and now it's putting out 2 other growth points near where I chopped. Honestly, I would have chopped more to send, but this is literally my favorite leaf. And I just was like, dang, I wasn't ready to part with her. I wasn't ready. I mean, I could make myself ready now because, you know, I don't know if that cutting that I sent is doing well, but this is just, come on, the pinnacle. It's looking like heart-shaped. It's, bruh, I love her. I love her so much. But yeah, Miss Snow Queen, I think what's interesting is like, look at what the leaves look like here, but then look, then I got a random chunky chubby girl. Like, what's going on? I love her though. I love her so bad. And it looks like from multiple places, she is actually activating for new vines to come out. So I love that for me. I do need her to just start giving me new leaves. So I think she will, because I actually moved her up a little bit higher. So she's actually been sitting here because I got rid of the plant that was there. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I freed myself. Fingers crossed she starts putting out some more leaves, but I really love Miss Snow Queen. She's actually the first plant I ever purchased from UPT, and I will continue to buy from UPT, especially plants that you can't find, and especially if you want a plant that is going to come like in robust condition. Like, they send good quality plants. So since we at UPT right now, we gonna stay with UPT and we gonna go into the next one. This is my Hoya tangamus. This plant I did actually recently chop. However, it's all gonna be fine. I did recently chop her, but she has a vine here, and I am needing her to just like release the leaves. Release the leaves at this point. Girl, release them. So as you can see, I chopped her, but she was already working on putting out a new vine. And now she's got all these little leaves, but I just need her to actually let them come free. Let me see a new tangamus leaf. I love this plant so bad. I love veiny Hoyas. They are fantastic to me. I love them real bad. I did actually have a peduncle on this one, but I ended up sending a cutting with a peduncle over to someone. So shout out to my girl. I hope that one cutting is doing well. Fingers crossed it is. If not, we do have obviously more, but I'm hoping to get more leaves coming out so that, you know what I'm saying, we can be in a better place in terms of cuttings and propagations and all that good stuff. Okay, so this is one of my very favorite Hoyas. I love her so bad. This is actually my Hoya surigaoensis, and actually I just noticed that she is putting out more new leaves, which I really love to see for me, because we have 1, 2, 3 growth points now. That's freaking thrilling. So this plant has a backstory to it. Transparently, when I first got the plant, I did not know what was going on. I had to chop off a bunch of leaves. This was back in the earlier in the Hoya days, so I didn't know what I was doing for real. And I was asking the people of Reddit too many questions, and the people of Reddit really were trying to lead me astray. They told me the plant might have thrips, even though there was no bugs. They were saying maybe they embedded, and they told me to chop the leaves. I chopped off hella leaves. At this point, what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8 or 9 leaves, cut down the tendril, treated with system, did all sorts of stuff. And yeah, now since doing all of that, it took a minute for the plant to reestablish, but then it eventually gave me these 2 big banger leaves. Look at that. Come on now. Hello. And now she's also working on a new growth point up here. She's about to put out a vine. I see 2 new leaves coming out to emerge, plus another growth point on the same little stem. Don't even play with them. Don't play with them. You can't play with them. I'm trying to get this thing to focus, but it really doesn't want to. It's trying to find me no matter what. But look at that. You can see the two leaves, and then on the other side, see another growth point. Hello. And then we got another growth point in the pot. So I'm gonna have a full trellis of giant leaves like this, and they're so thick. I love this plant. This plant is kind of like the latifolia outer variegated, where it's just resilient. Like, you came to me, I was stressed out. First I was excited because I was like, wow, this is a huge plant. Then I was stressed out, and she's just been doing her big one. And now I'm looking, and from a lot of the places where leaves initially fell off, so from, oh my God, it's gonna try to replace all of those leaves. And that's, I can't even believe it. I love this plant. I love it. I love it. Surigaoensis for the win. Now, I am growing mine in lower light, which is likely why the foliage is so dark green and large. But I do know that people that grow it in higher light are getting plants that look kind of, for me, kind of similar to like the, what is it called? The quinquenervia, but like less crinkly. Because I feel like the quinquenervia, sometimes the leaves get a little bit like wrinkled and stuff. But yeah, people growing in a different light condition might not get like leaves like this, but for me, I'm growing mine in lower light because I love large paddleboard like leaves like this. So the feeling when you're not even halfway through, you have to take a little breaky break, and now I'm back. I emptied off one shelf so I could show them. Gonna show these, and then empty the next shelf, show those, and then the bin, and then we'll be done. Which means that we're not really at the halfway mark, because essentially I think my shelves are really a little over half of my collection. So yeah, anywho, let's jump into looking at the Hoyas now. So, okay, the next Hoya I have to show is the Hoya latifolia pot of gold. So I wanted this one because I just told y'all earlier that I really love the outer variegated latifolia. It's fantastic. I don't know why, but old girl literally was she just said, I'm gonna die. Like, when I got her and she was like, yeah, actually, I'm gonna die. I don't know if the medium was too wet. I can't even tell you for real. So I had tried to take cuttings thinking I would be able to get multiple cuttings. I was literally left with just these two leaves. They went very soft and flimsy. They're still not like fully firmed up or like at the same, look, I be inspecting the leaves, but they're still not at the same firmness as my outer variegated one. However, if you look closely, you see that she's trying to put out a little viney vine. So I like that for me, you know, because at this current juncture, it's like, what else can we do? We need a vine, which means she's trying to grow. And I did look, and I think I see, not me spinning it hell OD. You might not be able to see it, but there's, amongst this condensation, there's a little rooty root. Maybe you see, I think that's it right there. There you go. There is a little root that's trying to happen. And for context, when I put it in here, there weren't roots like that. I do have a video where I show myself taking out props from my prop bin. And I kind of just threw caution to the wind and said, good luck out here, kid. And she's been doing okay. So, you know, look, latifolia, pot of gold. Hopefully I have a much better update where it actually has a vine, new leaves, etc. But for now, we still got to just be happy, because look, a new growth point is something when you literally are coming back from the dead. Because quite literally, when I got the plant, it was much more substantial, but it just started going downhill. I was noticing the newer leaves were like browning. Whoa. And I have never had that with a Hoya, but yeah. So I gave her a shot, and she's out here. This is my Hoya Rosita, and I got this one from Plant Haven, Toronto. I did take a cutting of it. I did chop it up. I don't know what I did with the original. This is the original, actually, because I had to propagate it. This one was doing well outside of the, like in the first Plant Haven haul that I got. I initially didn't have to restart this one, and then I don't know what I messed up, but then I had to restart it. Then it started doing really well in the perlite. Then I transitioned it, and it was doing well and growing, but I didn't like the growth pattern. And now that I've cut it, I'm kind of looking and I'm like, oh, this is actually all right. Because the growth pattern I had before, there was a huge gap between like these actual same leaves and the next set of new leaves, but now that's not necessarily happening. So I guess I feel better about this one now. No real notes, it's very easygoing. literally just water it. And I think it likes to be a little bit more moist than the other Hoyas that I have. But I found that to be the truth with a lot of like the either small leaves or like those kinds. They might not like as much of a dry cycle as the other Hoyas, and they go wrinkly. So I don't like the idea of my plants going wrinkly. But yeah, that's Hoya rosita. Next one I have is my Hoya callistophylla. And hear me out, y'all. We used to pray for times like this. This plant has how many leaves? 6 leaves. Hear me out. I was going through something where each time this plant would try to grow new leaves, it was grow because of the orientation of the plant itself. It would be growing either like directly underneath a leaf here. So it was getting so shaded that they would just never be able to like fully see fruition, like fully come into fruition. And finally, we are finally at a point where we have leaves coming out that are actually making it. This is in fact a new leaf here. We went from having, I believe, 3 leaves in the pot to now 6. I am proud of this plant. Context, I also got this from Plant Haven, Toronto, and she had to be restarted. She went through a lot, but look at the roots on this one. Just looking fantastic in here. Just fantastic, sensational. And she's really, man, she's a testament to the patience that I have, because she wasn't difficult. It was literally like the circumstance of just the orientation of the leaves that was making it so that it wasn't growing properly, and the plant was refusing, and still is refusing, to throw out a vine, which means that it must be getting an adequate amount of light, because it's literally just putting new leaf instead of like vining out in search of light or in search of something to climb. It just keeps putting out literally leaves. Even right now, if you look closely, you can see that it's putting out another leaf. I don't know, hopefully it's picking it up, but it is putting out another leaf down there instead of a vine. And if it was putting out a vine, it wouldn't be going through this, but I'm not gonna be upset, because now look how like clustered it is. Like this literally is like the bushiest looking Hoya that I have. And y'all, it's literally one plant in here. Like I'm pretty sure it's, oh no, it's 2. It's 2 plants in here. Okay, keeping the Plant Haven tour going. So look, don't eat me up, y'all, but this is my Hoya Forbesii. Okay, I'm looking at the back of these leaves, and I really gave it maybe too much water, but that is what it is. This is my Hoya Forbesii, currently potted into Molly's aeroid mix that's kind of slightly amended. Those 2 leaves here, these leaves here, are the newer leaves. These are the ones the plant came with. I know that they're gonna go. Like I literally can see them getting ready to leave. And the plant is currently putting out 2 additional leaves for your girls. So we love to see that. In fact, it's putting out 3 leaves now that I'm noticing. It's 3 additional leaves. Love that for me. These leaves, I believe, were yellowing because of inconsistent watering. So this plant, I believe, needs to remain consistently moist. It's one that actually does go wrinkly very quickly. And by very quickly, I mean like if you miss the watering by around the week mark, around a week-ish, by day 8, 9, 10, it's wrinkled. And I'm like, whoa, you know, very sensitive. I also got this plant at the same time as the Kalimantan. I said Kalimantan. No, I do have one of those, but as the callistophylla. And she also had to be restarted, etc. So a lot of the ones that look like this from Plant Haven, I think the reason that they haven't grown as much is because they had to focus on literally rooting. But yeah, now that it is rooted, you can see I got these 2 leaves over the summer, and now I'm getting another 2 leaves. So very excited about that. Okay, the next plant I have, I actually got this one from Steve's Leaves, and this is a Hoya, I believe it's a Hoya Kanyakumariana outer variegated. We're gonna say that that's what this is. This is one that I literally, and I keep saying I need to go and put like tags into all of my plants. I was going to do it after a chores video that I did, and then I didn't have enough tags left because I actually had sold some plants, so I gave tags to people that I sold plants to. But I did order some tags, because tags are not expensive. They're like, you get like 200 for like $10. So I should order some new tags. I am going to put tags in, because my mind, I cannot trust it, especially not with the collection size I have. I must put the tags in. I must, because I want to believe I'll know all the names, but I'll know the names of the ones I loved to death. Not the ones that I don't, you know? So here it is. This is the Kanyakumariana outer variegated. I just liked the actual way that the like outer variegation happens, like the little, like how it looks like a margin. So if you see any Hoyas that have black margins, it just felt like this is a Hoya that has a white margin. And I just, instead of it being like outer variegated per se, it literally just looks like a margin, you know? And I really like that. I really, really like it. It is currently putting out some new leaves, as you can see here. We'll see what they turn into, but this plant also had to be restarted. I am gonna say that something I know for myself for a fact, especially when it comes to the Hoyas, if it comes in a dense mix and it's not like if it comes in a dense mix, I just need to take it out. Like, I just need to take it out. If it's coming in like straight peat or something like that, just take it out, because they just didn't do well in that mix. And I had tried to repot it to see if, okay, like let me potting it into my own mix, if it will go well. It did not. Didn't transition well, but once I restarted it and got it in here, she is doing absolutely well. She is rooting like crazy in here, and doing her biggest one yet. So new leaves coming out, you know, what can we say? There's not much to say about this one. With that being said, let's go ahead and look at the next one. I am really trying to speed it up. It's a lot, but I got a lot to say about each of them. It's hard to speed it up, y'all. It's hard. Okay, so the next Hoya that I have, this is my Hoya, shout out to the tags. This is my Hoya juanguana. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Hopefully I'm not butchering it bad. This is one of the newer leaves I got. It is definitely lime green, and a part of that is because the leaves. The light it was under before was not a Barina. There are now Barina lights under there, but that's because I shorted the wild flex. But I definitely shorted the other lights. Sparks flew. I wilded out. I will not make that mistake again. That said, I had to replace the lights. So now they're Barinas. So I think that given the change, I do think that these won't, like, it's not gonna look like this anymore where it's lime greeny. Also, give me one of those little fish tails. I love when Hoyas randomly do that. I think it's so freaking cute. It gives like Little Mermaid. But anywho, now I'm getting some other new leaves. I had to restart this one. I can't remember what made me do that. Like, I actually cannot remember. I don't remember why I did that. I feel like I saw it and I thought potentially it could have bugs. Oh, it had that same weird thing on the back of the leaf that my surigaoensis had. And I think I ended up just deciding to restart it simply for that reason. And I had 2 propagations going. And then I think I just was like, why do you have to have 2 of them? So I unfortunately did get rid of one of the props and I kept this one, and she's doing fantastically. She did not live in my prop bin for long. I literally put her in, maybe 3 weeks, took her out. Once she had the little hint of a root, I put her into this, and she is heavily rooted. And she also split off on her own for no reason. I don't really know why, but you can see there's literally just 2 vines. I'm really unsure of what made her do that, but she did. So love to see it for me, I suppose. You know, what can we even say? And yeah, hopefully it gives me some more leaves this size. It's also really thick. Like, you can't even bend it, bro. It's so thick. The next Hoya I have, this Hoya has some tragedy going on with it. That you could see the little dents in it. This is my Hoya vitellinoides. You can see it also looks like it might be like either burning up, like it's going through some things. It's going through some things. So let me explain. This Hoya, right before I went away a couple weeks ago to go visit my friend, I was trying to like water my plants and then like just make sure I did like a preventative pest treatment. Even though I was only gonna be gone for 4 days, I just didn't want to come back to any stress, no strife, no drama. So I was like, let's just do everything that we would do on Saturday before we go away on Thursday. So that's what I did. I saw what in hindsight definitely were soil mites. I saw some soil mites on this here plant and I got so stressed out. I am realizing that like there are bugs. I'm scared of bugs, but there are bugs around, right? They're not all bad, but I still don't do the bugs. So once I saw it, it made me take it up a notch. I had already just went through and sprayed with my regular preventative, which has neem oil in it. That's context. It has neem oil. Came back in and I was like, let me spray it with the Mite X spray. Did that because I have a bonide Mite X spray. That's like some cottonseed. It's a bunch of oils. Then I don't know why my brain said, you know what? spray the plants down with garden, what is it? Safer's garden fungicide, which has like sulfur in it. And a minute after I did the spray, I said, oh my God, you're not supposed to combine sulfur with oil-based sprays. So yeah, I had to then go through all of my Hoyas, because I did it, of course, not just to one, but all of the Hoyas on the shelves, everywhere. I had to then go through and literally wipe every leaf off, like rinse the leaf with enough water and literally like rub and scrub the leaves off. I don't think I did it well enough to this one, which is why it's the only one that has sustained any like damage. So even as you can see, let me see if I can, if you see, there are like little markings on it, etc. Yeah, it is putting out a new growth point though, so eventually we will have new leaves. And then this leaf here is actually new, and the new leaf does look the least damaged, but there are like craters in the plant that weren't there before, and that's just so unfortunate. That is just so unfortunate, but it's what I did. I have to be me. I have to be honest. I told y'all I'm afraid of bugs, and I really am. But yeah, this is what she's looking like. That is her newest leaf. And she does have a growth point that she's pushing out down below here as well. Okay, the next Hoya that I have is my Hoya Michelle. I got this one from Gabriella Plants. I just liked it, right? Because as you guys can see, I do have a ton of Hoyas that look like this. I like Hoyas with either raised venation or very like clear dark venation as well. I also love a big leaf Hoya. So big leaf Hoyas, if this thing would focus, are gonna be Hoyas that are typically like the size of your palm or the size of your hand. Look at this leaf down here. That's a good one. So when I got it, I think I had to like chop off the top or whatever. I don't remember what was going on. I am trying to remember, but I chopped it off and I was waiting for it to grow, and it finally put out a new growth point for me. And I just love that for me, honestly and truly. I'm very excited to see this plant continue to grow, because I have high hopes that it's gonna also allow me to have a nice full trellis of large, ginormous leaves. This next one is my Hoya peninsularis, or I got it sold to me from Plant Haven Toronto as Hoya Lata Iskandar. Oh my God, why won't you focus, babe? As Hoya Lata Iskandar, right? Now, I looked that up. They said that's actually just Hoya peninsularis. You can also see edema marks on it. So yeah, that is what that is. I have multiple points that are finally trying to activate to give me new growth. And I do have what hopefully will make it into fruition as a new leaf down below. You can see it right there. There we go. You can see it there. I'm hoping that that's going to turn into a new leaf. I don't know why I didn't chop off this little whatever is going on here at the top here, but I didn't. And I'm still hopeful, because I do see that it's trying to give your girl something. It's trying to give me something. I might actually I might have to chop this piece off, because I see that the new leaf is growing into the side of it. So maybe I will. I have no clue. I really have no clue, because there's growth points activating all over the place on this one. But I have not gotten any new leaves. This one is proving to be like the difficult that people are saying, because on the one hand, while it's got these like, the leaves aren't very cardboard. They're very weird texture. I'm really not sure. I mean, it's rooting fine. It's rooting really well, actually. Like, if I'm honest with you, it's rooting very, very well. It's just that it's not growing for me. And for one that has like done well rooting, done well in ambient, didn't like drop any leaves when it came out, it just really has been taking a long time to put out a vine. And now I'm at the point where it's putting out multiples at the same time. So I'm just hoping that I'm gonna have one of those moments where I just tell a story of like, oh, and then it grew 10 new leaves at once, you know, or something like that. So hopefully that's the vibe. If y'all have any advice on this one, let me know, because I do know that obviously I'm either taking too long to water it and then watering it thoroughly and it's taking up too much water, or I'm giving it too much water. So let me know what the vibe is with that one. The next one I have, the fact that this video is now 50 minutes, but the last video I was recording was 40 something minutes. We finna be here all night. What time is it? Y'all, it's 10:51. We finna be here for the whole night. That's crazy. But anywho, this next one is my Hoya Kalimantan. yeah, get up on that. Oh, or don't, because things are falling. So this is the leaf that I had got it with. It actually came with more than just the one leaf. I got this from, you guessed it, Plant Haven, Toronto, and I did have to propagate it and restart it, hence why it's in one of these cups. Now this one I did get, like, this is my more recent, one of my more recent acquisitions from them, and by more recent I mean June. I haven't bought from them since June. So yes, this leaf is new, this little light skin one here that's coming out. It's very long, it's still very soft, so I'm assuming it might darken up with time as well, because it's still very, very soft. I am getting a vine actually coming out, which makes me love life. It does look like a vine was coming out and maybe another new leaf was coming out and it fell off. Godspeed. But it's putting out a vine, and I love that for me. It also seems like it's working on another vine at the node higher up. And again, love that for me. I really like this plant. I love a veiny, large leaf Hoya. So I just want to see how far this can go. I don't know if this is one that I'd want to be growing ginormously up a huge, humongous trellis. Maybe it is actually. Maybe it is. But that said, I will have to figure out where I'm going to put it, because some of my Hoyas, I do know that I'm going to keep them small or on like one of those 12-inch trellises that I have, like a 10 or 12-inch, just so that they have the ability to climb. But I'd probably just be going through the journey of like restarting some of them and allowing them to grow, etc., 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 because I don't actually want all of my Hoyas to be the most giant, you know, things ever. I do appreciate just looking at the cuteness of Hoyas. So yeah, we'll see how far I allow this one to go. I might even just give it like a little short stake and let it grow up the stake, and then each time it hits the top, sell the bottom and start over from scratch. So yeah. Okay, so this next one was one that I was supposed to downsize, and again, obviously I did not. This is my Hoya species Vietnam Splash. Now hear me out. I mean, obviously y'all could see I put it underneath those shelves before I had changed it to Barinas, and it got so sun stressed, obviously, like so many random like sun stressing spots came over it. Something fell on this plant, which is why it like literally has this like scar in the plant. Shout out to it that it didn't just like, the leaf didn't just fall off. Compared to the ones that because I cut this plant up, it actually previously was a lot bigger, and I do have propagations of it. Now me doing a shameless plug. If y'all actually want a propagation of a species Vietnam, hit my line. I have that. That said, I did decide, like once I cut it, I was like, oh, I have to keep this. So then I did. And compared to my propagations, I have new growth points and vines coming out of all of the propagations. In fact, I'm literally looking at one of the props vines is so long right now. And I think actually another prop, it has a long vine and leaves that it's putting out. Meanwhile, this one, not doing that. So I guess similarly to the Anthurium Hoyas, well, I think maybe similarly, but a little different, right? Where they're not gonna look ugly growing in ambient. They just grow slower. Whereas a lot of the Hoyas might grow faster in a grow tent, but they don't grow ugly outside of a grow tent, at least not the majority of the ones that I have, at least. But it is starting to activate a growth point. It just might take like another couple weeks before it really, you know, takes all the weight off. But I like her and I couldn't get rid of her. I literally could not bring myself to do it, so I kept it. Okay, the next plant I have is my Hoya chicken farm. I actually just featured this as one of my favorites, I think in September, one of my favorite Hoyas of September, because I got this new cute little baby leaf right here. Very splashy, very cute. And now I actually had a different vine on it, but I don't know what happened. It literally just died off. So I ended up chopping it off. And now this vine too started like drying out at the tip. So it like abandoned itself, but in abandoning itself is now putting out 2 other growth points at the top. But I am also getting another new leaf. So I feel no negative feelings about this chicken farm. I really like it. I also appreciated how this one grew to mold towards the trellis. So instead of just being like out, it kind of like is hanging down. This is very easygoing. The roots are looking good. I do regularly check on the roots of my Hoyas. Like, I do look at them because I know one thing for certain: a Hoya will really have rotting roots, but the leaves won't look horrific. So I do like to make sure I'm on top of it, because the sooner I take a propagation, the better my chances will be. This is my Hoya UT, what is it, 038. I actually recently took a cutting of it, and just like that, she is already putting out a new growth point, and we love that. We love to see it. She's really, really cute. She's a darker leaf, but very simple. So instead of being like the light green or the regular green simple leaves, this is much darker. I got it specifically just because I wanted to complete like the UT series. I don't have a completed UT series, but once I see UT Hoyas, I'll likely get them. I did used to have a Hoya UT 039. I don't know why, but I just could not get with it. I did not like it. I didn't like the way it was growing. It was a no for me. So I did actually get rid of that one well before plant bans were even coming into my mind. I was like, oh, I actually don't like this one. So I did let that one go from my life, but I do really, really enjoy this one because I love a dark leaf. Okay, here's another plant that I have from my first Plant Haven haul, and that one is actually on this channel. This is my Hoya Ann. Now, she is very much so bleached. She is bleached. Honestly, she was one of the reasons that I knew for a fact that those lights on those shelves were strong as hell. Not only is she I don't even know if she could be sunburnt at this point. I don't even know, child. She going through it. But yeah, all of her leaves are very light skinned. And when I first got her leaves were not very light like this. They weren't as light as they're looking right now. I'm pretty sure though, now that I've changed it out for the Barinas, that it's going to not be so lime green. And we will see progress. So hopefully there's that. I'm able to show you that soon. I do have, I think, 3 different growth points right now in this pot. So let's just see how she continues to do. Okay, the next one I have is my Hoya Finlaysoni Angel. Let's just discuss the elephant. We see a yellowing leaf. I really have no clue because I don't. And she is put on a new vine. I look like I'm about to get a new leaf right here. I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to knock it off. But yeah, it looks like there's a new leaf here. These are doing fine. I got this as a replacement because some other plants that I ordered from them, that's actually why I made 3 orders. So something else I ordered, it just did not come right. It did not come in good condition. It was a little bit of a mess. And I just was thinking that they were going to tell me how to restart it, because I kind of was like, look, what do I do? The plants arrived. One of them did die. It was my first sarawak. It didn't make it. And I was like, that's upsetting. But the other plant, I was like, babe, this looks a mess. Like, what do I do? Like, things like fell apart on the way. Help me. And they were like, forget help, girl. Let me tell you how we're gonna help you. We're gonna give you this money and you're gonna use this credit and get another plant. And I was like, okay, bet. And that's exactly what I did. I used the credit for the sarawak and the other plant that I had. I can't remember. And I ended up getting additional plants. But I always appreciate when I reach out to customer service and I'm not like, run the refund. I'm just like, hey, just like letting you know, this didn't, and also like tips, because a lot of times, especially now, like I think I've grown. Like in the beginning, I definitely used to be like, run me my money back. Now, if the plant is dead, run me my money back. But sometimes shipping just be a little bit tough. I just want to know, do you have any advice? Like what you know about this plant? Because it's my first time. What y'all do? You know what you do. And I appreciated that they just gave me the money back instead of like telling me all the ways that I can hassle, because the sarawak did actually just die, which was very unfortunate. But anywho, that said, this is one I got, and I was obviously in a phase during this time. I loved large leaves, and I still love this kind of like veiny looking prehistoric-esque Hoya. I love those. So yeah, that's how this ended up coming about into my collection. Another Plant Haven Toronto plant. This is my Hoya Kaimuki. I have feelings, but I don't really know how to express them at this point. So obviously you can see there's like some missing leaves down here. They did actually recently, I think I either just chopped them off or because they were so yellow and like bleh looking. I think that when this plant was under the other grow lights, so these 2 leaves here, they were red for so long before they finally started turning green. And I think it was the other grow lights being way too strong for this plant. If you have any advice or tips on this kaimuki, please do let me know, because she is definitely rooted. She's fine. I don't have any like thoughts. Like this one is one that I consistently am like, oh, I put it on the chopping block, but the only reason I don't is because I don't see it often. And I do like the plant. I just don't know. Like, I don't know. Actually, now I'm sitting here thinking back, I don't think I ever had to restart the kaimuki. Actually, I think the kaimuki was one of the ones that I transitioned it and it was fine. So that's why I'm kind of like, why are you not just growing well for me? Why are you being weird to me? Okay, next up from that same shelf is my Hoya, I guess it's versicolata heartleaf now. It's formerly known as parasitica heartleaf. And this plant I did unbox on this channel. It obviously looks different. When I unboxed it on this channel, I do think I got it as literally 1, maybe 2 leaves, which is very wild when you think about it. But now I've been able to grow a ton of leaves, and I've also cut this one to share the plant with others, and I love that for me. I didn't know that the leaves were gonna get this big, and they're literally like paddle boards. They're so thick. They're so thick, so firm. I really, really love this plant, and it grows very quickly. Considering I had literally 1 leaf on it down at the bottom, and I've gotten all these, and I've actually chopped off other leaves before. I've chopped off other vines. Okay, so let's see, where have I cut it? Where have I cut it? Or maybe new leaves have come out, but then they didn't make it all the way. I don't know. Oh no, I did. Okay, I cut a significant amount actually. I'm looking here. I might have cut off about 4 additional leaves from it to send out. I had to sacrifice some leaves too when I was propagating it, but that is what it is. So I like this plant. This one is really easygoing. It's really cute. If you like darker leaves, and you like something kind of like this kind of gives, it's not the same as an obovata because it's not circular, but the way that I said that the obovata leaves can get dark, this has that same darkness, and it has just enough splash, just like that regular amount of Hoya splash. I just really like this. Like, that's not cute to y'all? Tell me that's not cute. That's real cute. That's nice, real nice. Okay, this might be one of my most infuriating Hoyas, and this is my Hoya globulosa, I guess cow bang. It's the dark one. I have another Hoya globulosa, and actually I'm realizing that maybe Hoya globulosas are irritating for me, but no new leaf, nothing. I'm looking, I literally every now and then I'm like, I'm gonna get rid of it, but then I'm like, okay, wait, stop. Chill out. Let's see if it will do something for you. And I think I see a new growth point coming up because I see a little speck of green finally. And I'm honestly telling myself that I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna let it stay in my home for a year max. I did have to restart it, and then I transitioned it into here. So I'm literally giving it the year max. If by next summer this is still 1 leaf, I will literally just sell it or give it away or whatever. Because I don't want to keep it if it's not going to actually like do the thing that I like the most, which is the growth. I like to see them grow. Yeah, so we'll see. I am at the point where I'm gonna start like, sometimes you got to give your plants tough love, and it's at the tough love point where I have to start being like, bro, fix up, like earn your spot, earn your keep for real. Like, you cannot just be in here just, what's that about? I have to take care of you, water you, help you develop roots and all of them, and you just, what's that about? What's that about? Okay, this next one, this is my Hoya Silver Lady. It has grown a couple new leaves in the last few weeks. So I got these 2 right here in the last few weeks, and then it was putting out a growth point, and I don't know what made it die back. Oh, there it goes. There she goes. But it did. So it's gonna have to activate another growth point, which we hate to see, but it is what it is. Yeah, she's cute. I don't really know what made me think that what made me get this one. I'm not really sure, but it's a Silver Lady, so it's got silver on it. And yeah, that's really all I have to say on that one. This next one, this is actually my Hoya Jennifer, and I got this one from Sober Plant Guy. We absolutely love to see this plant. So when this one was put into here, I think it was just, let me make sure I'm not lying. Yes, it was just 2 leaves. So I did get this. No, it was 3 leaves because there's 2 different props. But I did get this new leaf recently, and I got this plant sometime maybe in July as just a cutting. So I had to root it first, etc. So I'm pretty excited about the plant because I think it rooted so much. And now that it's growing, I feel like it's just gonna take off because this new leaf, I actually got this new leaf sometime in September. So shout out to her. She's doing her big one. And we actually have a vine that's coming out, and I love a vine. We love a vine moment. So yeah, that's that. Okay, next I have my first UT Hoya. So this is my Hoya UT073. When I first got, did that leaf fall off? Oh no, it's in there. Okay. When I first got this plant, I was actually so sad because the plant refused to grow, bro. Like when I tell you refused, and then at some point it like refused to give me any leaves and then gave me a peduncle. This peduncle has yet to bloom. I feel like it buds up regularly, but it just doesn't make it. I'm not really sure what's the tea there. But yeah, refused to bloom. Then it gave me 6 leaves. Like it gave me, let me make sure I'm not lying to y'all. Oh yeah, it gave me 4 new leaves all at once. It was trying to give me 2 up here. It was trying to give me 2 up here, but they fell off near the peduncle. Then that was like months ago now, and it hasn't done anything. Well, no, it hasn't not done anything. It's now giving me another new leaf down below. And then also the vine started drying out. So now it put out another growth point here, but that's now activated multiple growth points down below because the one by the peduncle is activated. I'm getting another new leaf over here, and it looks like it's also going to put out a new whole growth point. And same thing is happening at almost every node. I don't know. I don't get it. But this is the UT073. I don't understand it yet. And that just kind of is what it is. I've considered taking a cutting, but I just don't want to. Honestly, I just don't want to go on that journey. I've considered taking a cutting and starting the plant over, seeing what happens when it starts like from fresh in things in like a substrate that I know. But then at the same time, I'm like, I don't really want to because I'll just have 2 of them and I don't need 2. So this one need to fix up. If this one starts to go downhill, then of course I'll take the cutting and restart. But I feel like I don't really think I want to experiment just yet. If it was going downhill, then maybe, but this is it for now. And then this is my Hoya Surprise, which is my Dakie crossed with the chicken farm. Don't she look so cute? I actually do have the Dakie now. Shout out to Mariah. Shout out to you, girl. You held that one down. But I do have the Dakie, and I also already showed y'all the chicken farm. This one is doing really well, I think. This is a new leaf, and this is also a new leaf. So this was the first new leaf to come out before this one. And I'm glad that this one is like getting back to size, which means I'm pretty sure the leaf after this one will be back on par with like this right here. I like this plant. It's very cute. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I do think also that it was getting bleached out, but again, those lights have changed. So we should be in better places now. All right, y'all. So in a turn of events, I know y'all didn't see this one coming because I kept saying I'm gonna be recording all night. I actually will not be recording all night. I am going to actually say that y'all gonna have to stay tuned for the part 2 because I have way too many Hoyas and I talk way too much. And this is already at like 2 hours of footage. Y'all not about to sit here and watch me talk for an hour and change, because at this point, when I edit this, it's gonna be over an hour. So with all that being said, I appreciate y'all staying here, you know, holding it down with me. I will post this one on the Sunday, which is tomorrow, which is now actually, when you really think about it, it's in 30-something minutes. But I will have to give you the part 2 maybe on Wednesday or the following Sunday. We're gonna see, but y'all gonna see the rest of the Hoyas. I got through everything on here and then also on one shelf. We will go through the rest of the other shelf and the prop bin and the bin that I have that's allegedly for sale, but we'll see how that go. And with that being said, I appreciate y'all for sticking through with this long video. Please let me know any advice that you have for any of the Hoyas that I have. What's your favorite one that I got? What Hoyas you got? What y'all into? Do you Hoya? Do you not Hoya? I don't know. Talk to me. I hope y'all enjoy your week, and I will see y'all on Wednesday with potentially part 2 of this video. Anywho, bye y'all. Thanks for sticking in with me.